And good afternoon. Thanks for joining again for this live video tracking severe weather still out there today. Let's zoom in on the radar. I just want to show you a couple of things. I dropped the YouTube link in there. I noticed another meteorologist on Facebook today said that Facebook wouldn't allow him to go live or he couldn't get it connected. So I'm really trying to stress that. There is the YouTube link. Please subscribe over there on YouTube as well, because just in case there's ever a glitch or Facebook won't let me go live for whatever reason. I've been seeing that happen to some other weather people a lot more lately, so it makes me a little bit nervous, especially with hurricane season approaching. So please, if you follow this page, please go over to YouTube and subscribe to us over there as well, because I'll be streaming both of these at the same time over there. So just in case I'm not able to go live on Facebook, I will be going live on YouTube as an alternative. So please go over to the YouTube page and give a subscribe over there so you can follow either way, just in case Facebook ever gets glitchy for whatever reason. This is a look at the current radar. Good news right now in southeast Louisiana. We did have some warnings earlier, but right now, as I was mentioning earlier before I went off earlier, it's all behaving currently. This is just, we've seen a line of storms like this before here in southeast Louisiana. If it stays like this will not be too bad. Yes, we'll have some gusty winds. Yes, we'll have some heavy rainfall, but we'd love it to stay like it is. Does not mean these cannot still become severe, because they can. But for now, things look pretty good in southeast Louisiana right now. We still have ongoing tornadoes up here in portions of Mississippi and off toward Tuscaloosa as well. Right now, currently up there in Tuscaloosa, there is a pretty pretty nasty looking hook here on the radar right now. And you can see on the velocity there is some significant rotation there, and that's just northwest of Tuscaloosa up there in Alabama. So if you got friends and family in that direction, make sure they are aware of this. This one is, let me see, I believe this one has two of them. Let me get to that one after this, but let me stay with this Tuscaloosa one for a second, because I think this one may just be at the moment. Yeah, this one at the moment is just radar indicated, but like I said earlier, that does not mean this is not a tornado on the ground. Now, this one right here is a particularly dangerous situation. This is around, is it Soso or I don't know how to pronounce that, but this is close to Taylorsville and Soso in Mississippi. Now, they've had a few, they've had like 2 or 3 tornadoes move through close to the same area up there in Mississippi. So this is, not particularly good for them, but this is one that is observed. It is on the ground, and you're going to need to want to take cover up there. This is just northwest of Laurel, close to Taylorsville, and I think it's Soso, and apologies if I'm not saying that correctly. This is moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. Again, this is a dangerous tornado that is on the ground up there in Mississippi. So again, if you have friends and family in that direction, please let them know about this. This will be moving northeast, close to Bay Springs, or maybe stay east of Bay Springs, but close to that area anyway. So coming back now on that's the tornadoes that are currently warned right now. There's also one near Meridian. That rotation doesn't look as aggressive or as bad on the velocity, but again, could still have a tornado there associated with it. So those are the 3 tornado warnings that we have closer to our area, or at least closer to the coast. So for now, right now, like I was saying earlier, you like to see the line of storms, right? You don't like to see those discrete, isolated tornadoes that get out ahead of the line, because those are the ones that can spin up pretty quickly and become tornadoes. But right now, at least for now, things look pretty good in southeast Louisiana if this line can stay consolidated like that. Let me put on some velocity and take a look and see if we're seeing. Yeah, I'm not seeing a rotation. Now, it doesn't mean we can't still have some gusty winds with these storms as they move through. But right now, the National Weather Service doesn't even have this warned as a severe thunderstorm warning. So if we can keep it like this as this moves east and get this out of here and to the east, I think in the next really maybe hour or so, right? Hour and a half. I said earlier, probably out of here by like 5 p.m. I think we're still on schedule for that. Maybe at the latest 5:30, but I think in the next hour and a half to 2 hours, we'll start to get all of Louisiana out of this severe weather threat. Yeah, Terry, rain starting a bit in Covington, and it's going to get a lot heavier in the next probably 20 or 30 minutes or so, okay? But for now, nothing is severe at the moment, okay? Now, they did just have a high wind warning issued. Let me check this out real quick. Give me a second here. A high wind warning was just issued for southeast Louisiana. And that's going to mean south, and that's till 7 p.m. So that's going to mean south winds at 25 to 35 with gusts up to 50 miles per hour. So keep that in mind, that there is still a high wind warning. A high wind warning was just issued for southeast Louisiana. That's all of southeast Louisiana, okay, for this high wind warning. So even if you don't get into a severe thunderstorm, we're still expecting these winds to keep, to be pretty brisk, pretty windy with these storms, or in advance of these storms. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate that. But for now, yeah, nothing is severe right now in southeast Louisiana. We did have a couple of tornado warnings earlier, but right now nothing is warned, not even a severe thunderstorm warning. So for now, it is good news, in southeast Louisiana. Like I was saying just now, we do have tornado warnings up here. One is on the ground, confirmed, very close to Laurel. Let me switch over to that radar so you can get a better look in case you're just joining us here. Yeah, that's a tornado. You can see the hook on there. I mean, you can put the velocity on, and you see that bright red and green that are kind of coupled together right there. That's a tornado, and it's moving northeast pretty quickly. Just came out of Taylorsville area, and that's the only one right now that's a particularly dangerous situation that's actually observed and on the ground. That's in Mississippi right now. So that's the one that's observed and on the ground currently. The other ones are radar indicated. So that's, it's definitely calmed down a little bit from earlier. But again, that is an observed tornado up there. Let's see. The Gulf Shores, you're going to get some rain later. Potential for severe storms. It's not as high as it was here, but as we go into the overnight hours, we do need to still watch this as it continues to push off to the east. Over there, Carly. Yeah, the line could stay together, Brooklyn. I mean, it's, hopefully it won't be severe as it gets over that way, but, it might be a little broken up. Let me check something real quick. Give me a second here. I'm trying to keep up with these models. Give me a minute here. All right, let me check. I'm checking something else here on the models to see. Yeah, so it looks, I'm looking at the model here on the other screen. I'm sorry, I have the radar on the live, so I can't show this right now. But so it does look like the line might break up a little bit as it gets toward you over there in the southern Mississippi, the coastal Mississippi area. But, you're still going to see some rain. Whether it's going to be severe, I mean, you could still have them, but, I think the chances do decrease a little bit as it moves that way. But still something you got to watch. But you see how the line is right now, currently about to move into southeast, South Shore, North Shore area. It may be similar to that, might be a little bit broken up, but we'll just see. I do think it's encouraging for now that we don't have any severe weather associated with this current line. But, it's just something we got to watch. Brittany asked, what's up with the river parishes, Lutcher and Norco? Yeah, so over there around Lutcher and Norco area, it's really, for now, it's just typical storms that we see around here all the time, right? Nothing is severe at the moment. Hoping that it stays like that. Gonna get windy. Gonna see some heavy rainfall briefly. But for now, nothing is severe. And this line will be pushing through in the next probably 20, 30 minutes, maybe even an hour. And it'll be east of us by the time we get into like 5 o'clock. So, yeah, Redbeard's weather page. Appreciate you tuning in with that, because that's what I kind of was seeing, too, in the radar, that looks like maybe the dynamics are not as ripe as they were earlier in the day a little bit. Yeah, the cloud deck maybe keeping things a little bit more, I guess, stable, but you can never rule it out. But it does appear that maybe we can, I'm not going to clear anybody from severe weather, but hopefully we can get through this with, minimal severe weather as we go east with this line. Because right now it's encouraging what we're seeing on the radar right now, if you'd agree with that, Redbeard. So yeah, that's what's happening right now in southeast Louisiana. You can see right now this is just, you know, kind of a line, a little bit broken up. We've seen this before. So this, if it stays like this, it won't be that big of a deal. But we do have a high wind warning in effect, so don't be surprised by that. Expect winds that could still gust up to 45 to 50 miles per hour as these storms do move through. But for now, things are not, nothing is severe at the moment. Got to watch these North Shore storms, make sure they behave as they move off to the north, because this is where we've been seeing some of the issues today. A lot of the issues they formed here in the North Shore and have moved into Mississippi and really become strong supercells that have produced long tracking tornadoes. So yeah, for all the folks that are in coastal Mississippi over here, Gulfport, Biloxi, all these areas, even moving over toward Mobile, Gulf Shores, Pensacola, this is the line you're going to be watching tonight, the one right here in southeast Louisiana. That's going to continue to push off to the east toward you guys. Whether it's going to be broken up, yeah, I mean, it'll probably, you know, could be like it is now, could be a little broken up, but still, you got to watch as it moves to the east. You know, if it does break up a little bit, do we see some of those cells still kind of stay together in the Gulf? Because remember, if you do have an isolated cell in the Gulf, it could spin up still, become maybe a water spout, and sometimes those move up onto land briefly. So there are still things, you know, the Gulf makes it tricky, but there are still things we need to watch as this thing moves off to the east, because you can have those water spouts that form offshore and kind of move in as an EF0, EF1 tornado. Sometimes they do a little bit of damage quickly. So, you know, with this situation, you can never clear people out of the severe threat, because there are still dynamics, still things that can happen with these things as they move to the east. Yeah, still, okay. That's a good point, Redbeard. Thank you for that. Yeah, like I said, the severe potential is still there, okay? So I'm not, until this line is east of you, there's still a chance for you to see severe weather. I just think that's the best thing to say, all right? Because until it's east of you, like, we can clear out places right now like, what, Baton Rouge? Looks like your severe threat's over. Lafayette, all those areas to the west, Lake Charles, Baton Rouge area now, you still got a couple of storms by you, but at this point, it looks like your severe weather threat to see tornadoes and things, you know, like that are done, right, as this line moves east of you. And with each passing city, like Donaldsonville, Pier Park, Gonzales, looks like all your severe threats ending now, right, as this line moves east of you. But until the line is east of you, we can't make that call. You know, because even like this little cell right there north of Covington, right? You look at the North Shore. When you see these little cells trying to become discrete, a little bit isolated from the main line, they can quickly spin up sometimes. So that it's still, you know, the atmosphere's still there where we can have these storms go severe. So I'm not clearing anybody out yet, but until this line is east of you, there's still a chance to see it, okay? So let's just keep that in mind. Looks better than it did earlier, but again, we're still not able to clear things out at this point as far as that goes. Julie, you can message the page, send that video to me. I think there's a way to just click send the message, I believe, to the page, and you can link that video there. Or you can email it to jesse@gulfcoastupdates.com. Either way would be a way you can get that. It's hard to know about Savannah. I do think there'll still be some spotty, scattered showers and storms that way. I'm not sure about the severity of it, but the line definitely becomes a lot more broken up as it goes east towards you guys over there in Georgia. But again, can never rule out the potential for a severe storm, but it does look like as this line moves east, it does break up a bit more in that direction. Let me see something real quick. All right, let's see. Give me a minute here. So again, if you're just joining, I dropped the YouTube link in the chat there. It's pinned at the top. Make sure you're following, subscribing over there on the YouTube page. I've seen a lot of meteorologists today, for some reason, say they weren't able to access or weren't able to go live on Facebook for whatever reason, and that kind of thing makes me nervous. So just have an alternative way. I'll be live on one or the other, especially with hurricane season coming up in a couple of months. Just make sure you'll have a way to access the live videos. So if it's not going to be on here, it will be on YouTube, just in case. So if you're on here, the YouTube is up there. Please go subscribe to Gulf Coast Updates up there. I'm trying to build that page up, so just in case something ever happens with Facebook, there's an alternative way for me to get these videos to you guys. I would watch this cell, though, north of Covington, though. There's the one I just talked about a few minutes ago. This cell north of Covington, starting to look a little suspect. We'll see what it looks like in the next few frames, but if we will have anything warned, that one could be getting warned. Let's see what the velocity looks like on that. Yeah, I don't see much rotation with it, although it is close to the radar, so it might be obscuring it a little bit. But watch that cell there. Watch that cell to the northwest of Covington as it moves forward here. We'll keep a close eye on that one. Let me see something real quick. Give me a minute here. Yep, Julie, y'all are looking better. Like I said just now, pretty much almost ready to clear you guys out of the severe weather threat over there in Baton Rouge. So good news for y'all. We'll watch that line north of Covington, see what that does. It's a little bit isolated from the other line. We'll take a look at that cell. Keep on watching that one. Over there in Baton Rouge, we're looking better, right? Baton Rouge area looking good. A few lingering showers around there. You might get a little bit of rainfall still, but the severe threat for you guys definitely decreasing at this point. So that's good news there. All right, so kind of summarize what I was talking about. Currently in southeast Louisiana, this is just a kind of a line of storms. Expect gusty winds. High wind warning was issued for all of southeast Louisiana. That can expect winds 35 to 40 miles per hour, gusting up to 50 miles per hour. Yep, just talking about that, Rick. That's probably what's going on. There is a high wind warning in effect. So although nothing is officially severe, we could still see some very high winds today. You know, when this line moves through, okay? So potential for power outages. I know Rick just mentioned the transformers are popping. You know, so keep that in mind. We're still going to see lots of high winds. Let me see something real quick. It looks like we have a PDS tornado warning. Yeah, up here in Mississippi. This is one I was just talking about. This is the one currently, by the way. Figure we talk about this one for a minute. Let's go back to the velocity on this. Yeah, that's strong rotation showing up right there. This is just east of Bay Springs, Mississippi up here. Okay, this is you know, the closest, I guess, main city here is going to be very close to Meridian, or southwest of Meridian right now. But that is a strong rotation showing up, and this is a PDS tornado warning. And PDS, what does that mean? That means it is a particularly dangerous situation, and it is confirmed on the ground. All right, this is a confirmed tornado that is on the ground, large and extremely dangerous. And at 3:49, about 10 minutes ago, it was over Vernon, southeast of Bay Springs, and it's moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. All right, so this is a confirmed and dangerous tornado on the ground. This is moving northeast at 60. This is a fast-moving storm. So if you're in any of these areas here that are to the northeast of this, so we're talking about, apologies for the pronunciations, Pachuta, Enterprise, Stonewall, Hickory, Chunky, Nellyburg. The main city around here would be Meridian, with the biggest population, I'm assuming. But it's Meridian and these surrounding cities to the southwest of it. This is a large and dangerous tornado that is pushing toward the area. So if you have friends and family, if you're living up there, you're going to want to get to your safe spot right now. There is no time to think about it. You got to get to your safe area, interior portion of your home, away from all windows. This is a large and dangerous tornado that is pushing to the northeast. This is around just east of Bay Springs, Mississippi. And it is pushing very close to Meridian in the next probably 15 minutes or so. This is a fast mover. This storm is moving as fast as a car on the interstate, or the slower cars that stay in the right lane. This is a 60 mile per hour motion to the northeast right now, and this is a strong rotation that is showing up here on velocity. Let me just check this real quick. Give me a minute here. Yeah, this is a large tornado. Yeah, it's a PDS tornado warning. Again, this is confirmed on the ground. And if you're wondering where the tornado is, look to the bottom left portion of your screen, that bright and red and green color. That would be where the tornado is located. That's the rotation showing up on the velocity, okay? So that's the action. If the tornado, it is confirmed, they've confirmed it's there, that's where it's located currently. And this is at 3:40. Let's see, it was located. Okay, so at 4:05, it'll be located around Orange and Rose Hill. Enterprise around 4:15. You see that on your screen right there where Enterprise is. Meehan, Savoy, and Chunky around 4:20. Meridian, Nellyburg around 4:25. All right, Collinsville and Saquilina around 4:30. Marion and Zero around 4:35 p.m. All right, so Meridian's going to be your area that has the biggest population here, but all these surrounding cities that are southwest, get in your safe area immediately. This is confirmed dangerous tornado moving in that direction at 60 miles per hour, 55 miles per hour now. So please take this one seriously. This is a confirmed one. This is not just radar indicated. This is on the ground and moving to the northeast very quickly. It's kind of rain wrapped in there. You can kind of see a little bit of that notch there, hooking action close to Bay Springs. That's it. That's the one that's moving up here toward very close to southwest right now of Meridian, but could move into that area quickly here to the northeast. Make sure everybody's aware of that. Friends and family in that area, please let them know of this thing that's coming toward them. Also have a tornado here in Birmingham, close, well west of Birmingham. That would be the main city, but I believe this is just radar indicated at the moment. The only one currently that's observed is one by south of Meridian. That's actually confirmed and on the ground. All right, so taking a look now, what we're looking at currently, that's the dangerous storm that's out there right now. It's the one that's southwest of Meridian, moving off to the northeast. Currently in southeast Louisiana, things are looking better as far as the radar goes. It doesn't look like that storm we were looking at above Covington. It looks like it was just maybe the radar playing tricks. It's not a hook. It's not a supercell, it doesn't appear, so that's good news, as that cell kind of fell apart there as it moves to the northeast. We'll have to watch this one here. What happens sometimes is these cells get over the lake. You see this cell right here that's about to push over to the lake right there. Got to watch for these little notches. Sometimes you get a water spout that forms over the lake when these big storms go over there. Then you'll have them go toward the north shore as a water spout that can stay around for a little while. So got to watch that. You can already see a little bit of a, I don't want to say a hook, but it's a little bit of notch forming on that thing as it gets on the western side of Lake Pontchartrain there. So we got to watch that one. Always got to watch these storms as they get into over the lake here. Sometimes you can have that form, water spout, and quickly go over the other side and do some damage on the north shore of the lake there. That is the only thing to really watch south of the lake currently. This is a cell right here, down here by the one that's a little bit strong would be this one here south of, it's close to the Zolomons right now, around like Gray and Raceland. And that's moving off to the northeast. I'm in Kenner. Here I am right here in Kenner currently. So I'll keep an eye on that one, definitely, as it moves to the north. That would, not severe right now, but certainly going to produce some strong winds and heavy rainfall there as well. So that's what's going on here in southeast Louisiana. Right now, this line needs to get out of here. And like I said, probably another hour we'll be clear of the severe weather threat here in southeast Louisiana. So again, if you're just joining, this is the bad tornado warning that we have out there right now. This is the one that's large, confirmed, and heading toward the direction of Meridian and passing these smaller towns on the way there. But that is a, pretty decent rotation showing up on radar currently. It's northeast of Bay Springs now. It's going to push through these smaller cities, but it is looking like it's going to make it very close to Meridian as it moves in that direction. That would be the highest populated area. So please make sure if you're in this area, have some friends and family that they are aware this is coming to get in their safe spot. This thing's moving northeast at about 55 miles per hour. So it does look like they maybe just made this a radar indicated tornado now, maybe not observed anymore. It's not a PDS. That's good news. It's not a particularly dangerous situation warning anymore. But we're still going to want to assume that it could still be one as it moves in this area, this northeast in this area. Okay, so something to watch for as it moves to the northeast. It's not confirmed as far as on the ground, but you just never know. Still expect high winds with this, and it could still drop down again. But good news that they dropped the PDS warning, but it is still a tornado warning. It's not a particularly dangerous situation. It's not a large tornado that's on the ground, apparently. Brad, New Orleans right now is going to get some rain in the next soon, very soon actually. 30 minutes or so maybe. Yeah, definitely going to get this line through here in New Orleans. That's going to be moving through, and I'd say about 5 o'clock everything's going to be east of us, and southeast Louisiana should be done as far as severe weather goes. 5:30 I think will be done. This will be off to the east, and then we'll watch it as it moves toward Mississippi and Alabama as we go into the evening hours. But currently on the South Shore and the North Shore, nothing is severe at the moment, which is good. Doesn't mean we can't still have one spin up, but for now things are looking pretty good as far as that goes. Same over there with you over there in Mali. Same thing. Probably in the next 30 minutes or so, 30, 40 minutes, you'll be getting this line. Got to watch it still. Remember, you can have these quick spin-ups. Still happen a lot of times. But for now, things are not severe currently in southeast Louisiana. That's the current radar. Got to watch it, Anthony, over there in Panama City. It looks like, I don't know if you're going to get hit hard, but you could definitely have some storms over there. It looks like it's going to be overnight, Could be like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. over there by you guys in Panama City. Could have a couple of those stronger cells. We'll just have to wait and see. It looks like it breaks up a little bit, but maybe tries to re-energize close to that area. But looks like maybe close to like Apalachicola or not until like probably like 2 to 4 a.m. over there by you guys in Panama City area. All right, so once this line is east of you, you're done with your severe weather threat. So a place like Baton Rouge, you're good. Gonzales, Donaldsonville, y'all are all good as far as your severe weather threat. This line is east of you guys. So yeah, y'all, all these areas here, White Castle, Belrose, Napoleonville, all these areas, y'all are good now. This line has moved east. It's not going to be severe weather. It could still be windy, but tornado threat, we're not looking at that anymore. Again, once the line gets east of you, you're good to go with the severe weather threat. So we need to get this line now through the south shore and through the north shore. And again, along this line, we could still have some rotation. We could still have some spin-ups that happen. You know, it's not a done deal, like I said, until this line moves east of you. Until it's through, you can always have these little spin-ups happen. We don't have anything severe right now on the north shore, the south shore, but I've seen it in the past where it looks good, but then all of a sudden you get a little spin-up. That can happen and cause some damage, so we have to watch it still. The atmosphere is still pretty ripe for you know, severe weather to happen. So it's not as ripe as it was probably earlier today, but we're still there. We're still able to get those spin ups that can happen, especially as these storms go over the lake. Sometimes you can have those water spots spin up and even make it onto the north shore briefly. So a lot of things to watch with this. Yeah, I saw they had a tornado warning there earlier, Rick, around that area. Were they okay, or over there in Mississippi? I'm not. I did see that they had a warning very close to them earlier today. This is Seminary right here. Seminary has a severe thunderstorm warning currently. Any of those can go tornado warned. You know, so we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that area, Tyler and Tylertown and up there towards Seminary, they were getting nailed today. I mean, just kind of over and over again by a couple of different cells. So that's kind of been ground zero today around Mississippi. Unfortunately, Tylertown got hit possibly with 2 tornadoes today. I've heard there's a lot of damage across that area, is what someone was saying earlier in the stream. So I'm going to watch these cells as they move in. This one right here particularly, close to the Salmons. Looking a little strong right now. We'll see if that goes severe. This one right here has my attention currently. This would be around the Salmons. Let me see real quick. Let me see the velocity on. Alright, this might have a little bit of rotation with it. This is one we gotta watch now. It looked good for a minute there, but this cell right here has my attention now a little bit. I'm gonna stay with this for a minute. Marine warning just issued over the lake. Yeah, that might be a water. You know, Drew just said is a water spout. That's what we were just talking about a second ago. These water spots can form over the lake. And, oh yeah, there it is. There it is right there. All right, so if you're in Madisonville and Mandeville area here in the North Shore, you're gonna want to you know, be aware of this. I don't want to tell you to take cover, but you might want to be prepared. This is definitely a water spout. You can tell the rotation right there at the end of the loop. That red and green that's coming together, that's a water spout. And this is what you got to worry about as these cells go over the lake. You can have these spin-ups happen, and they'll stay together long enough that you can have them go over land on the North Shore and do a little bit of damage. It's quick sometimes, but it can happen. I've seen it happen in the past. And again, this is going to be around like Madisonville area, between Madisonville and Mandeville maybe, as it comes on shore. But that's certainly, that's rotation enough to say that that's a water spout. And if it comes over land, right now it's a marine warning, but if it stays together over land, they may go ahead and issue this as a tornado warning shortly, because it's not technically a tornado warning right now over land, but as it comes closer to land, it will be. You know, if they anticipate this thing coming onto land. So we'll see. But this definitely happens sometimes a lot. This other cell down here I got my eye on. So that's a water spout. But this cell down here by the Salmons is another one we got to watch. Because this will be moving up here toward... I'm here in Kenner. Yeah, it might be close to me, actually. So I'm here in Kenner right here. In case you're wondering. Maybe you're not wondering. But I'm here in Kenner, and then this is the cell I'm watching right here. You see that little pink head, sort of, southwest of the Salmons? That's what has my attention right now. I gotta watch that right now. I'm gonna watch that. Because that could become severe. Or, God forbid, a tornado warning. But what's been happening today, it's been happening quickly. Give me a second here. I would not clear yourself out, Emily. The weather apps sometimes, they don't really pick up on current conditions because things can happen very quickly. So, like I said earlier, you're not clear until this line is east of you. It's not happened yet. You got all this stuff that has to move in. And remember, you got cells that are going to be moving over the lake and going toward you over there in Slidell. And just like we see with this cell right here over the lake, it can spin up quickly. And that is still probably a water spout right there. Yeah, if you're in Madisonville right now, or close to it, you probably have a water spout that's about to come on, maybe onto land briefly. So I'm going to stay with this one for a minute there and just warn you guys of that. But you see where that rotation there, that green and red are meeting up and kind of spinning a little bit? Yeah, this is closer to Madisonville, it looks like, Jamie. This is west of you guys. If there's a water spout there, it's going to be closer southeast of Madisonville. Y'all will probably be okay over there in Mandeville, but this is probably a water spout over there to the west of you guys. That's what it looks like anyway. And we'll see if that rotation stays together. If it does, they might issue a tornado warning for this. But I'm going to keep it on here for now. Just give me a second. I'm still here. I'm just keeping the radar up. I want to see if this is going to go tornado warned or not. Let's see. Yeah, they said that water spout, National Weather Service said this severe thunderstorm is capable of producing water spouts is located there, but that's probably a water spout. I can tell with that rotation right there, it's probably a water spout. So we'll stay with this storm for a minute here. See what this is about to do. Is there anybody watching from Madisonville right now? Daniel, I'm not actually able to zoom in and see roads. I don't have the high-tech stuff like the weather people do. You can see interstates. No problem, Don. Appreciate you watching here. So yeah, Madisonville area, like I said, it looks like a water spout. I don't know if anybody's there that can confirm if it's a little bit windy or confirm I see a water spout or what's going on over there. Okay. Yep, this is the one. This is the cell we were tracking. So people are saying the tornado warnings are coming in. That's not surprising. I figured they might do that. This is where the rotation, there it is. Yeah, it just popped up. So this is a tornado warning. That's why I wanted to stay with this. I figured they might do this. This is the tornado warning. This is the water spout we warned about. That could happen. It is a water spout. It's probably coming onto land now. So now the warning has been issued. This is for Madisonville, of course, 7 miles southwest of Covington. It's moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. And it's a radar indicated waterspout that is moving onshore. I'm reading the National Weather Service. I figured this is what it was. It's near Interstate 12. This is going to affect Interstate 12 between mile markers 58 and 68. And again, this is a waterspout right there. You can see the rotation. Let me stop the thing. Let me stop that. All right, so it's right. Let me zoom in on here a little bit. All right, so that is where the waterspout is right now. It's, if you look by Madisonville, that little red and green kind of bright spot is where the waterspout that was over the lake is now coming onto land around Madisonville. And it's moving northeast pretty quickly at 55 miles per hour. It's southwest of, about 7 miles southwest of Covington right now. And it is going to be pushing close to that direction. So we'll see if it stays together, though. Sometimes sometimes these things come on shore, they kind of dissipate pretty quickly, these water spouts. Sometimes they don't, but sometimes they do. So we'll see if this stays together long enough. But I don't know if anybody's on here that can, you're going to want to probably get in your safe area away from the doors and away from the windows, get the interior most portion of your house over there if you're in the Madisonville area. But if there's anybody that can safely tell me if they are in Madisonville right now, how the conditions are, again, I don't know how they are right now. Sometimes these water spouts dissipate very quickly as they come on shore, and they don't do much damage, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do some pretty significant damage and then dissipate. So I've seen it go both ways before. So again, this was a water spout that is now pushing onshore on the North Shore. And a tornado warning has been issued for your area. And that's until 4:45. So yeah, we got a few more minutes of this to happen. So this looks like if it does stay together, it's probably going to be pushing on the southeastern side of Covington, but will be very close to Covington, and then moving off toward Abita Springs. If it stays together, though. Again, this is not like one of those big wedge long track tornadoes. This is a water spout, and sometimes they do dissipate. So we'll see if that actually happens or not. But if you are in Madisonville right now, this is the one that's coming out of the lake and moving in as a water spout and moving now onto land. It was a marine warning over the lake, and now it's a tornado warning over land. And there's a rotation there. There's some rotation showing up on there. You can see it. It's not the strongest rotation I've ever seen, but it's definitely some rotation there. So they have to issue this tornado warning for this. Again, this is not an EF3 or EF4 tornado, right? Or EF2. This is a water spout coming onto land. Usually you get the EF0, EF1s, but they sometimes dissipate quickly as they come off the water and go into land. So it might not cause any damage, or it might just be on the immediate coast, but they have to issue the warning just in case it does stay together. But we'll see if it does. Think about like when the hurricanes come on, right when they make landfall, the circulation starts to peter out. It's kind of the same thing here, right? The tornado uses that water, no friction, as the fuel for the inflow to kind of spin up these water spouts, and then once they get onto land, it hits the friction, they kind of zap out a little bit. So we'll see if that happens with this one. Hopefully it does. So there's your water spout right there that's coming onto land that prompted this tornado warning. The cell to the south, let's see how that one's doing. The one we were looking at just now, that was south of the Salmons. It looks like that one may not be as, looks like it's starting to consolidate a little bit into this line, which would probably be better news. Is there any rotation showing up in there? Not a little bit, not much. So that's good there. We'll keep an eye on this line down here. This was the one that was looking a little suspect to me a few minutes ago, but maybe not as bad right now. But we'll keep an eye on that one. That one's the one closest to me right now. How is the weather outside by me right now? It's just ugly. Gotta watch myself. I'll be the one to have to run and take cover, right? All right. Let me see. Keep the window open a little bit. All right, so let's see what's going on up here in Madisonville. There's your rotation. Still showing up a little bit there. Covington area. Or close to Covington. It's going to be moving south. Yeah, you see that red, that little kind of red and green, how they're meeting up there and forming kind of that S shape. That's where it would be coming into. It looks like they just extended the warning. Oh, and there is a new severe... All right, there it is. Yep, that's the one. That's the suspect cell we're just watching. The severe thunderstorm warning's just been issued there. I think I'm in that. Did I get an alert just now? Hold on. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, so a couple of things happening right now. Hold on a sec. Let's zoom in here. This is the one that was just extended up there in the North Shore. This is the tornado warning, the one that was a water spout and went over on the North Shore now. Madisonville, you're looking... I think you might have been dropped from that warning. I'm not sure. Let's see. Tornado warning is in effect still for West Central St. Tammany. Radar. This is just a radar indicated rotation. It's not like confirmed or anything on the ground or anything. It's Interstate 12 between mile marker 60 and 66, and this is located over Covington. All right, this is over Covington. It's moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. So that's the rotation right there. You can see it right there showing up on the end of the loop right there. That bright little white, the little S shape right at the end. That's the rotation. So if there's a tornado, that's where it's located right now. It's moving just southeast of Covington currently, and very close to Covington. And it's going to be moving toward Abita Springs as well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this is producing, Rick. I'm just reporting on the warning. Again, you never know what you're going to get with these warnings and who's going to see the worst things. Let's go to that cell that I was just looking at that I said was kind of suspect. They have made it a severe thunderstorm warning now. I'm actually in this warning. I'm right here in Kenner, just to the west of Metairie, in case y'all are wondering where I'm located. But this is a severe thunderstorm warning now that has been issued. Let's get some information on it real quick. Give me a second here. I have to watch that, make sure it doesn't do anything sneaky like spin up a tornado, because I'll be running to get in the safe spot in a second, and I'll leave this stream. So apologies for that if it has to happen. All right, severe thunderstorm warning issued for, let's see. All right, this is until 5:15. It was located over Taft or Hanville area. It's moving northeast at 45. And it's 60 mile per hour wind gust and penny-sized hail possible with this one. 60 mile per hour winds, penny-sized hail. This is going to include Kelowna, Metairie, Norco, Paradis, Des Salmons, Montz, Luling, Hanville, River Ridge, Boutte, New Orleans Airport. The airport, not New Orleans, but the airport in Kenner. In Kenner, brah. Yep, Carolina is where we are. Ama, Destrehan, Waggaman, Taft, New Sarpy, St. Rose, Elmwood, Bayou, Gauche, or Gauche, sorry. I don't know how to say that. I should know how to say that. Harahan. Why is Kenner not listed? See, they disrespect Kenner all the time. Kenner is in this. I am in this morning. All right. So there we go. That's the severe thunderstorm warning. Again, the biggest threat with this is 60 mile per hour wind gust and penny-sized hail with this severe thunderstorm warning. All right. Yeah, they just issued. Okay, so I'm in that. Here's a new tornado warning that was just issued up here. This is, again, that water spout that came out of the lake. Rotation's sticking around a little bit. This is the one on the North Shore. This is that new warning, okay? So this one was just issued, and this is going to be around Covington still. The tornado, if there is a tornado there, it's around Covington right now. It's right between Covington and Abita Springs currently. If there is a tornado in there, and it's going to be moving up here towards Sun. So that's the red polygon there. Let me zoom that out in case you see that. That's the new tornado warning that was issued. It's the same parent cell that came out of the lake as a waterspout and stuck together, and is now a warning there over the lake. So let me get some information on that one, although it's probably still going to be the same thing. 423. Yeah, okay, so this is still, yeah, it was over mainly rural areas right now. After Covington and Abita Springs, it'll be mainly rural. And then it'll be going towards Sun. It's moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. Again, it's radar indicated currently. This is not like a spotted big tornado on the ground, but this was one that came out of the lake as a waterspout. And the rotation has stayed together on the radar, at least, for them to extend that warning for you guys up there. So that's a tornado right now in the North Shore. Like I said, look, this was we were just watching the radar a few minutes ago, and we were saying how it looked good, but I warned y'all these things can change quickly, especially with the waterways we have around here, the lakes and these little bayous and stuff. Sometimes these things can get going unexpectedly. All right, so that's why I said until this is east of you, you're not cleared of this severe weather yet. Okay, until this line is east, we are not clear in southeast Louisiana yet. No, you just can't do it ever. There's just so many things. I'm watching this one closely because I'm in Kenner right now, and this is the cell I'm watching very closely for me here. Let's see how the rotation looks here. There's certainly a little bit of rotation showing up in there, but maybe not enough to warrant a tornado warning. They have this just a severe thunderstorm warning right now, so this is the risk for 60-mile-per-hour winds and penny-sized hail possible. Give me 1 second. I hear the ring going off. I think the kids were outside. I'm telling my wife, please get them in right now. Because this cell has a lot of lightning with it. And we could have some winds, some hail potential, and could go tornado warned quickly. So let me do that real quick. All right, so there's a severe thunderstorm warning there. Here's a tornado warning on the North Shore currently. Again, this, if you've been watching the stream with me for the last few minutes, this is the one that started over the lake, became a waterspout, came onto land around Madisonville, and has stuck together at least enough for them to extend it. But, you know, the rotation is broad. It doesn't look very strong, but it's still enough for them to keep it warned as a tornado warning. But this is not like a PDS large tornado on the ground or anything. This is just radar indicated right now. The rotation is not very impressive and looks less impressive right now in the velocity, but there is some spin there still, and I'm sure it will be gusty as this moves toward the area, especially up there in Sun. You know, keep an eye on this. Get away from the windows still. Get to the interior portion of your home just to be on the safe side. But the rotation does not look entirely that impressive, which is good. So we have that one we're tracking right now. We're trying to get all this out of southeast Louisiana so we can, you know, clear the severe weather threat out. And then we have this severe thunderstorm warning right now, which I am currently in. Doesn't look too bad outside at the moment, but again, the bulk of it is just east of us. We're right here in Kenner. So you can see that bulk of that that storm is just to the west of us right now, but could move in. You know, as we get this. Let me put on a hail parameter real quick and see if we're dealing with some hail in some of these storms here. Let's see. Oh yeah, there could be some hail. That's why they said a penny-sized hail. There could be some hail with this storm. So we'll see. I don't know if anybody watching from like Destrehan area or Hanville can confirm if there is a little bit of hail with this. Also could be some hail up there in Covington, or not, maybe not in Covington anymore, but this little cell up here. All right, so this is the last of the line, right? I mean, once we get past this line right here, you know, I was saying earlier, probably by 5 p.m. or so, it still looks like we're pretty much on schedule. Latest would probably be by 5:30. We'll get all this to the east of southeast Louisiana, and we'll be able to clear ourselves out of this severe weather threat. But this is the last of the line. There's nothing after this, right? I mean, all these areas behind, so like Thibodaux and you know, Baton Rouge, Gonzales, all you folks over there to the west, your severe weather threat is over for the day. You're good to go. Until this line is, you got to get this line east of you. Until then, there's a chance to see some severe weather, okay? So just be aware of that. Like we said, it looked good just about 25 minutes ago when I started the stream. But like I said, it can happen quickly when there's this many ingredients in place. You can have these things spin up. You can have these storms become a little stronger. That's why currently there is a tornado warning on the North Shore. There is a severe thunderstorm warning on the South Shore. I'm actually located in this severe thunderstorm warning. Starting to rain outside a little bit here. I'm taking a look at it. Yeah, it is starting to rain a little bit, so we're getting the edge of that. Keeping this window open a little bit so I can see what's going on out there. Give me a second here. There we go. All right. I'll keep an eye on it. I give you guys the advice to get away from the windows, and I'm right by one right here when I'm doing the stream, so do as I say, not as I do, right? No, if we get tornado warned, I'll get the heck out of the way from this window. But I do like to keep an eye on it. But again, the worst of it for now, at least, is west of us. But we could still have the we could have this thing coming in. So we gotta watch this cell. Gotta watch this cell right here in the South Shore. This is probably the last chance south of the lake for something to get us, you know, to hit us with a little bit of impact here, with a severe impact. This would be probably the last chance, would be this cell right here. Everything south of here looks pretty good. Still going to get a hit as far as heavy rain and some gusty winds, but this little cell right here is the one that we got to keep a close eye on. Not seeing too much rotation with it, which is good, but again, it can happen quickly. So right now, the National Weather Service says with this severe thunderstorm warning here in southeast Louisiana, south of the lake, the biggest threat right now is 60-mile-per-hour winds and penny-sized hail. For y'all in Hammond right now, Denise, y'all are good. Your severe weather threat is over. You still have some winds maybe, a little bit of rain, but that's going to start to dissipate. So over there in Hammond, like I said, once the line's east of you guys, you're good to go. So if you're in Hammond, your severe weather threat is done for the day. You're not going to get severe weather anymore. You're cleared. Go outside and frolic. You celebrate. Your severe weather threat's done, and you made it through the day. Congratulations. But yeah, you're good to go over there in Hammond. Everything's good for you up there. Like I said, this is the one south of the lake we're watching. This cell right here, this will be the one that has a chance to get us with some severe weather on the South Shore. And another thing I'll note, look, this is what I said before, okay? With this storm that happened up here that went tornado warned on the North Shore, it happened. I'm going to say it with this one south of the lake. This cell could make it over the lake, okay? And it probably is. I mean, it's starting to get over there right now. So as this cell moves up, yeah, look, they just issued this, the marine warning. I was just about to mention this. But as the storm moves over the lake here and heads off toward the North Shore, you know, Lacombe, Slidell, these areas, someone was asking from Slidell earlier. This cell goes over the lake, it could do the same thing that just happened with the cell we just saw over Madisonville. You know, we could get the water spout that happens and comes onto land on that side, okay? So if you guys are watching up there on the North Shore and kind of the eastern side of the North Shore up there, you gotta watch it, because we could have the same thing happen with this one. Yeah, y'all are good, Babs. You're clear. Hammond is clear. Your severe weather threat is over for the day. Colder air moves in behind this, by the way. Y'all, I know it's kind of getting lost in all the severe weather stuff, but this is a cold front, and we're going to have some cooler weather tonight or tomorrow. 70 as a high tomorrow, 51 tomorrow night. So it brings in some pretty weather behind this. It's unfortunate you got to go through this hell to get there, but it happens. Let's see. I think that first tornado warning in Covington can expire. I'm not sure why that's still... I think that was the one from earlier, maybe? I don't know. The one that's still active in the North Shore, but that rotation looks pretty weak, is this one up here by Sun. But that rotation doesn't look particularly strong. This marine warning was just issued. Again, we got to watch the cell as it goes over the lake. But they're saying, yeah, severe thunderstorm warning producing water spouts located near Kenner, moving northeast at 45 knots. So the threat with this cell as it goes over the lake is going to be water spouts and the potential for winds in excess of 50 miles per hour. So obviously, don't go on a boat right now in the lake. Goes without saying. But yeah, this does have a threat to cause water spouts, and just like we saw with the one just now in Covington, they can go onto land. I'm listening to the weather. I can hear the thunder out there. And again, we might lose power. We lose power with just a quick blow of the air outside, so if we lose the stream, sorry about that. Covington is close to being clear right now, Brittany. It's close. I mean, if we go out here to Covington and watch, you're still in a cell right now. But, once you're past that, that'll be it, right? So probably another 20, 25 minutes or so, you'll be good to go. I can't clear you out yet, but you're close. Ponchatoula, Killian, Albany, Tickfaw, Independence, Hammond, Amite. Y'all are good. Y'all are all clear. Your severe weather threat's over for the day. Close to clearing everybody else out. We're just not there yet. Again, this is kind of the last thing that could really get us here on the South Shore would be this severe thunderstorm that we have here. I'm starting to hear the thunder outside right now, so definitely the strongest, well, really the only thing we've had come today. But this will be the one to watch for us here in Kenner and Metairie and all these areas here in the South Shore. This is going to be the one that comes through. Let me check out the rotation on this. Things look okay still. But again, there's still the potential as we put on the hail parameter that we could still see some hail with this. Not entirely big hail, but there is still a chance. You can see right there with this storm. Thankfully, just west of us here in Kenner. We could still have some hail. I don't know if you guys over there, anybody watching from Destrehan or Norco, if y'all can confirm it, you had some hail move through a couple of minutes ago. Wouldn't have been very big, but there was the potential there for it. Trying to get this storm east of the area so we can clear everybody out for your severe weather here. So good news here on that tornado warning that we were just talking about that really wasn't very strong in the rotation. They've dropped that warning, it looks like, so that warning has been canceled. I'm not sure what they're doing with this tornado warning. It looks kind of a glitch. That'll expire in 2 minutes, it looks like, but that shouldn't even be there anyway. But that will expire at 4:45. But this tornado warning that's still issued in Covington, that's not accurate anymore. There is no tornado warning in Covington. Your severe weather threat in Covington is quickly about to come to an end, which is good. Whoops. Still do have some tornado warnings up here. Alabama area. Yeah, that could be a significant tornado. This one here. This one is in Is this Alabama? Yeah, this was in Alabama. That looks like a significant tornado right there near Gordo. So if you have any friends and family, or if you live in Gordo or around this area, this looks like this is an observed tornado on the ground up there in Alabama. So they're getting hit a lot harder. This was obviously where it was supposed to happen. The high risk was issued. Let's come back to southeast Louisiana now and get back to our reflectivity here. And yeah, we still have the severe thunderstorm warning issued here in the South Shore. This tornado warning should have expired. It should expire now, this little one here. I'm not sure why that's even still issued. It's some kind of glitch happening from the National Weather Service. But that one can expire. It's not actually a tornado warning there. In fact, your severe threat in Covington and all these areas is going to come to an end very soon as these cells make it through. This is the cell here on the South Shore. We got to watch closely as it moves to the east and as it goes over the lake here. We're going to need to watch it and just make sure that, we don't have a water spout form and come back over the northeastern side of the lake there. We just saw that happen on the North Shore. I'm not sure if it caused any damage or not, but the rotation was still enough to keep it as a tornado warning as it moved on shore. So got to watch that. That happens with this sometimes. As these cells go over the lake. It's a pretty potent cell here coming over the lake too. They issued a marine warning, so they said they are expecting the potential for water spouts and winds 50 to 60 miles per hour. Currently on the South Shore right now, this has got to be getting close to me here in Kenner. Yeah, I hear the thunder. I see it just outside right now. Really getting gray. I'm looking west. Or I'm sorry, I'm looking north out this window right here, so I'm seeing the nasty stuff moving in for us here. Let's see, yeah, Picayune. Somebody said they're in Picayune. Yeah, that's that big cell right there. That's to the west of you over there in Picayune. Kristen said the thunder's getting loud. That's what you're hearing right there. Is that cell right there to the west of you in Picayune. All right, so we're clearing out Laplace now is good. Reserve, y'all are good. Your severe weather threat's over. I think I said Ponchatoula, Folsom, y'all are now good. Your severe weather threat's over in those areas. And we're almost ready to clear this out and get all this stuff out of here in the next hour or so. Give me a second here. Let me check something out. All right, let's see. Yep, Shannon Slidell's gonna get closer. You got this cell that's coming out of the lake here that could get close to you guys as it comes on the northeastern side of the lake. Gotta watch that. Make sure it behaves and doesn't form any water spouts as it does that. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to keep the stream. I'm going to end this particular live video. And I'm going to start a new stream with just the radar so you can track it. It'll have no sound on it. But I'm going to keep a live stream on the page for you guys so you guys can watch the live radar as it comes in here in Southeast Louisiana. So I'm going to end this stream here. Thank you guys. Thank the sponsors of the page, the subscribers of the page. I'm going to end this particular video, but I'm going to keep the live radar stream on the page. I'm going to start a new video, so it'll be off for about a minute or two, and then I'll get the radar back on for you guys. Severe thunderstorm warning for South Shore right now. Another cell going over the lake currently, and I'll be back on if I need to come on for any more severe weather. But I'm going to end this one and start a live radar stream with no sound.